Hey everyone, my name is Carson Werline, and today I'm going to give an overview of how to lower your voice naturally. A little bit about myself. I'm genderqueer, trans, masculine, demi-boy. I'm choose not to go on T, so I wanted to make my voice sound better naturally. So this is for anybody who else also doesn't want to go on T or isn't able to. This is just an overview of what I did to kind of lower my voice. So right now, this took me kind of months to get this way. So it took me months to kind of start talking lower naturally. I'm used to singing high. I'm a soprano 1 in choir. That's another reason why I don't want to go on T's, because I actually like my singing voice. But when I talk, I don't like how feminine it sounds. So I'm going to be going over some techniques I've been using for myself to kind of help naturally speak lower. Alright, so the first thing you want to do, if you haven't practiced speaking, and this is only like for pitch, there are a lot of different mannerisms that you can use to help sound and act more masculine. But I don't know that. I'm not like a speech therapist or anything. This is just trial and error right here. So hopefully it works for you. Like I said, I like my singing voice, and I'm very familiar with like music and stuff. I was vocally trained for a while, so using that to kind of transfer into teaching other people how to speak, maybe. Alright, so first thing you want to do is kind of feel out your normal range. So without trying to lower it right now, what you'll want to do is just kind of start speaking naturally. If you have one of those apps that can tell you what pitch you're on, I'd use one of those. Or also, if you have a keyboard or familiar with it, kind of find that range, hold it. Like if I'm kind of talking like this, I'm holding the C, or sorry, D, right there. That more or less when I was speaking, but you don't need to sing to find your tonal range, I guess. And what you want to do from finding maybe like whatever range you're finding, kind of see what sounds you naturally make. Again, this is just kind of like messing around with the piano or one of those apps, like I said. Just kind of seeing where your voice goes naturally. And then from there, once you find out where you rest, you'll want to find out where you want to go. Part of the key is is to train yourself. And how to train yourself? Well, practice. So once you know, once you have that range, you'll want to start at some of the lower notes that work for yourself. So if I started with this D, and that's for me that would be D, a G. G is kind of when you get for me I'm getting gravelly. So it's kind of hard when I'm in my upper range right now when I'm talking to you guys. So once you find that lower spot, kind of work within a couple steps of that. And when you start speaking, practice by yourself. I know sometimes it's embarrassing to start talking to people right away when you haven't practiced enough. And you know, when I'm nervous, I kind of start talking higher because that's what I'm used to. And I don't know, I don't want to be using that voice. So once you've started getting comfortable with that lower range, where you get, You can use this by speaking, singing. Yeah, that's how you use your voice, if you didn't know. Those are different methods. This also works for if you're trying to sing songs that are in your lower range as well. My vocal coach said, for me, like I said, I'm a soprano, and I wanted to sing deeper, or like some of the songs on the radio aren't in my range. The way you get lower is by talking lower. So your singing range is dependent on your speaking range. So once you get that lowered, then you'll have an easier time transposing that to singing. So this helps both ways. Sorry, I'm a little sniffly. Good stuff. Allergies, which, might come in handy, if you're feeling sick. You kind of get that lower voice going anyway, so maybe take that and see what pitch that is if you're feeling not so good, but you like how you sound. Make a note of that and start trying to aim for that goal. So for me, I was practicing earlier, and when I'm trying to talk like this, it's kind of in this C range, G3. So when I want to speak, one, I try to get the tone more like that. Two, another thing that masculine sounding people use, instead of your like chest or head or nasal voice, they start speaking from the chest. You can kind of work on, if you don't know how each part of your body reacts to speaking, you can kind of play with it. Right now it's more of a head voice. Nasal, it'll have more resonance to it. But slowly you can kind of, if you start talking like this and it's kind of high, and then you start talking lower and it kind of goes into the back of your throat, and now you can kind of hear the difference. It's kind of, right now, for me, it's in between the throat and the chest. I'm using my air support from the diaphragm. When you have to get a good breath, and what you do is just kind of let it build in your chest, I guess is a good way to explain it. And so when you're talking, I use this kind of range, like from throat to chest, because it kind of sounds more masculine. I have the gravelly throat kind of thing going on, and so for me that kind of makes me feel better, because I'm like just at the lower part of my range where it sits really low, and I like that. So from getting to this point, I want to keep it there. So that's why I keep practicing at this kind of lower register. Another thing I've noticed when I'm talking like this, I kind of use the muscles right here. I kind of, the muscles kind of go out like that when I speak. I keep the voice pitched in the front of my mouth. I have to work the muscles. So it's not just the breathing, it's not just where it's placed, it also uses your face muscles. You have muscles in your face, why not use them? So if I'm talking kind of like this, you can kind of hear how it's more flowy, it's higher in pitch, there's not the gravelly sound, but also what I'm noticing right here is that it kind of just flows out my mouth. There's no muscle tensing. That's just kind of what I feel right now. But if I kind of go back into that, go back into this kind of lower thing, you can hear the gravel right there. You can see, I can feel my face. There's different ways that you can produce sound. Is kind of what I'm getting at, I guess. So with those kind of techniques in mind, start playing around with it. And you don't need to keep it all the time. I know sometimes it's hard to, like if you're talking and you feel comfortable with someone in your higher register, that's totally okay. And just practice it by yourself, and when you start feeling comfortable, then start trying it out. See if it makes you feel good when you're talking to people, if it feels natural. I know for me, I wasn't able to speak to people until I kind of mastered that lower range where it wasn't just the sound and timbre that felt more masculine. It was just like the ease of speaking, the ease of getting into that voice. So I kind of fluctuate with my range right now when I'm talking. So, that's fine too. So when I'm usually out in public or at classes, I try to speak with this voice or keep it lower, just because that's what makes me feel comfortable. But when I'm with some friends, or if I'm making some videos, I I don't try as hard. Yeah, like right now, I'm not trying. I wish it was more natural, but there's only so much you can do without tea, and that's totally okay. Like I said, if I wanted to go lower, I could probably go on tea if I wanted. Well, I mean, it's not something you do like that, but I enjoy my singing voice too much to want to trade, you know. As much as tea would be great for other things, sometimes it's not for people or you're not able to get it. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of help. So thanks for watching. Quick recap. The way you can make your voice sound better: first, find your normal range. 2, work with the lower part of that range, strengthen that up. 3, don't forget your breathing, where it comes from, where you're putting it out. So from your diaphragm, where you get your breath and hold your voice with your chest voice. I know a lot of AFAB people, like myself, we're kind of taught to use our head voice, and we aren't good at belting or using the chest voice. So find where that rests in you. And then the 4th thing, I think I'm on 4, use your face muscles. Use your head to change the tone of your voice. You're able to do that, but most importantly, do not do more than you're able to. Don't want to strain your voice, don't want to strain any muscles, don't want to lose your voice. You just want to strengthen and broaden your range. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you want to have a personal one-on-one with me to try to make this have a better plan, you can always message me, and we can see what we can do. Alright, thank you guys for watching.